Oh, there you are. Where have you been? Greetings, scientists. I've been eagerly awaiting for you to play this video so we, together, can start doing science. Now, normally I post science videos on Tuesdays, but since yesterday was a holiday, that's why you're getting our science activity today. Now, just like with your specialist classes, you'll have 1 week to complete each science activity. So please make sure you get it done before 4 o'clock every Monday. Also, I will do my best to explain everything you need to know to be successful for each science activity. So please read the directions carefully and pay close attention to the examples I provide you in the videos.
Hello, kids. Mother Nature here. Spring has finally arrived. The days are getting longer and the temperature is getting warmer. This is good for all the animals you can now observe. Unlike the harsh winter, food is plentiful, and now is a good time to get out and observe all those cute little babies that are out there or are on their way soon. Well, that's all for now. Enjoy that patter vision with Mr. Corey. Ta-ta!
Hasn't this weather been lovely? Spring is finally here. The flowers are blooming, the leaves return to the trees, and lots of animals can be observed. For the rest of the school year, we're going to be investigating nature and looking for patterns. Then, we're going to make claims and support them with detailed evidence from our observations. Are you ready? Come on, let's go.
Let's talk about patterns. You may remember that this is when scientists observe closely by using one or more of our senses. What do you see? What do you hear? How does something feel? Or how does it smell? From all these noticings, patterns start to emerge. One type of pattern scientists look for are similarities and differences. In other words, what do we notice that is the same? And what do we notice that is different? You are going to have a chance to notice patterns and similarities and differences too. I'm going to show you a few examples that we can do together, and then you'll have a chance to try it out on your own as an activity in Seesaw. At the end of the video, I'm also going to give you another challenge if you're up for it. Bodhi and I went on a walk today and we saw this mallard duck mother and her baby. We also noticed this mallard duck mother and her babies. We're going to observe closely and look for patterns and similarities and differences between the two observations Bodhi and I made. Noticing patterns, similarities, and differences. If you look at the directions, you'll notice that it asks us to look at the two photos below and notice between 3 to 5 observations that are the same and between 3 to 5 observations that are different. Let's give it a go, shall we? You have image 1, mallard swimming, image 2, mallards on land. So if we look at the column on the left side, it says, what did you notice that was the same? I noticed that they are all mallard ducks, which means they're the same species. They both have baby ducks. Both photographs show adult ducks that are the mothers, they're females. Also, all the babies are very close to their mothers. And I also noticed that there is grass in both of the photographs. But there's a lot of differences I noticed too. I noticed that image 1 shows the ducks swimming, but the other photo, image 2, shows that they're on land. Image 1 has only 1 baby, while image 2 has 4 babies. The baby in image 1 is much larger than the babies in image 2. And I noticed that the babies are fuzzy. All the babies are fuzzy, while the mothers have full-grown feathers. Now let's see. Did we follow the directions? Did we come up with between 3 to 5 things that were the same? Yes. And did we come up with between 3 to 5 things that were different? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we did. Did we meet the criteria for this assignment? You betcha. Let's do another one together, shall we? On the same walk, Bodhi and I noticed this swan's nest. And we also noticed this coot nest. We're going to do the same thing as before, where we're going to notice 3, 4, or 5 things that are the same and that are different. So let's start. In image 1, we have a swan nest, and in image 2, we have a coot nest. Let's come up with some things that are the same. Well, obviously, they are both nests. The mother birds are laying in the nests. The nests are made out of sticks, and the nests are shaded from the sun. They're in the sun's shadow. Now let's look at some differences. The swan is mostly white and the coot is mostly black. The coot nest is surrounded by water, but the swan nest is on land. The swan nest is larger than the coot nest. And finally, the swan nest has a tree above it and the coot nest does not. So let's take a moment to go back and see if we have 3, 4, or 5 things that are the same. We have 4, so we met that criteria. Now let's look for differences. We also have 4 differences. So we've hit the mark where we're between 3, 4, or 5 things that are same and 3, 4, 5 things that are different. And I wouldn't be surprised if you observed closely and noticed some other patterns that I haven't even mentioned. Now it's time to notice some patterns on your own. In Seesaw, there's a student template that has a photo of this coot family and this mallard duck family. This is the student template that will be located in Seesaw. You're going to have a chance to do this on your own and show that you can also look for similarities and differences in noticing patterns while observing nature. If you get stuck or just confused about what to do, please go back and look at the examples we've already done together for some inspiration. And now it's time for your challenge. If you can get outside, it's your turn to make some observations of things you notice in nature. You don't have to do this part, but if you can, I absolutely cannot wait to see some similarities and differences of what you observed. I've provided a second optional template on page 2 for you to use if you want. Now, we are on our devices a lot, so you do not need to take a photo if you don't want to. Just use the voice function in Seesaw and describe to me what you observed, or feel free to draw a picture. Then you can write down or tell me as many similarities and differences as you can. The main goal here is to get you thinking like a scientist when noticing patterns and enjoying nature. So have fun. I know this video is long, but in it you'll find everything you need in order to be successful with this activity. So don't be afraid to watch it again and press pause if you need to. I simply cannot wait to see the thinking you come up with, scientists. Best of luck and have fun doing science!